deaths from opioid overdoses just went up again. I'm going to be writing about this and probably talking about this more because it's an important issue and it's one that doesn't get discussed nearly enough in this country. According to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which came out last week, the most recent increase in these deaths is the continuation of a pattern that has been going on for nearly 20 years. There are some changes. The specific drugs involved in the overdose are shifting, and also the age group where the increases are concentrated has been increasing. For example, when it comes to the types of drugs being used, the natural, semi-synthetic, and synthetic opioids, that's morphine, oxycodone, methadone, those fatal overdoses actually declined a little bit between 2010 and 2015, which is the latest span of these reports. But the percentage of fatal overdoses involving heroin tripled. In addition, in fact, they went up from 8% of all such overdoses in 2010 to 25%. That's a huge increase, and we need to understand more about it. And also, while these overdoses increased in all age groups, the greatest increase in the last report was in adults between the ages of 55 and 64, and the highest overall rate of overdose was among adults aged 45 to 54. That means that they're really going up for older adults, and middle-aged folks are still suffering the worst of all. So what do we do with that kind of information? For one thing, we need to understand it better. What is behind these overdoses? Why is there an increase in heroin usage? Why is the abuse of these other drugs so high? And I think we also need to understand the economic connection here. The fact that we are not doing enough to get people off heroin, the fact that the other drugs, some of them, especially oxycodone, have been introduced for economic reasons and are continuing to be overprescribed for economic reasons.